In this video, we'll be learning some useful ways to add numbers. Learning can be fun! If you like learning in exciting and engaging ways, then Talking Study Guides is for you. I'm Mr. C, and let's get started. Addition is a math operation in which we calculate the total of two or more numbers. When we have a collection of items and then we add more, we're doing addition. Take, for example, my Pokemon cards. I have 3 cards to start with, but if I add 2 more, I'm going to use addition. 3 plus 2 equals 5. If you're just starting to learn addition, you might want to count each and every item that you have. In the picture, you can clearly see 5 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Another strategy is that you can use your fingers as counting tools. If you add 3 plus 2, you're going to get a total of 5. The addition sign is represented with a plus symbol. This problem reads 6 plus 3. That's like starting with 6, but then adding 3 more, giving us 9 as an answer. You can use addition for pretty much anything, like if you're adding cookies. 4 cookies plus 2 cookies equals 6 cookies.
$5 plus $5 equals $10. Boy, I've got a lot of money. 2 stuffies plus 2 stuffies equals 4 stuffies.
When we are adding numbers together, there's a couple terms that we should know. The numbers that we are adding together are called add-ins. The answer to an addition problem is called the sum. As we start to add numbers that can't be counted on our fingers, what we can do is another strategy. We can start with the larger number that we're adding, and then we can count up by the smaller number. Let's try adding 12 plus 4. What we're going to do is start at the 12, and then we're going to count up 4 numbers. After 12 comes 13, 14, 15, and 16. 12 plus 4 equals 16. As we get to adding numbers that are bigger and bigger, usually a little bit more work is required. So there's a few things that we should make sure that we put in place. The first thing is that we need to set up our problems very neatly and very organized so that we know which numbers we're adding together. And the second thing is that we need to make sure that we're showing our work. So that way, if a teacher or a parent or someone else takes a look at it, they can kind of retrace the steps of how we tried to solve the problem. For bigger numbers like 53 plus 21, we need to realize that both numbers have a tens place. We need to rewrite the problem vertically so that the place value columns match up to each other. When we are adding these numbers together, we're going to start by adding the numbers all the way to the right. Our first step is to do 3 plus 1, which is 4. We'll write that number below. Our next step is to do 5 plus 2, which is 7. This gives us a final answer of 74. So far, we're doing great. But let's keep building on what we know by taking a look at a few problems that are more challenging. To solve the problem 35 plus 27, we must first make sure that we write out the problem vertically in neat rows and columns. Our next step is to add 5 plus 7, which gives us 12. But we can't write 12 down below because we have more columns to add. We need to do something called regrouping. Regrouping is just like rearranging the problem to make it more manageable. What we have to do is write the 1 on the next column above, which happens to be the tens place. And then we write the 2 down below. The final column that we must add now has 3 numbers: 1, 3, and 2. Our job is to add them all together. And then we're going to write it down below. 3 plus 2 is 5, plus 1 more is 6. This gives us a final answer of 62. At first glance, addition problems with 3 or more numbers can be pretty scary. But if we break them down into smaller problems, it becomes a lot more manageable. Let's look at how we can break a big problem into teeny tiny steps. If we are adding 375 plus 221, we can just think of it as 3 small math problems. Remember, when we are adding numbers, we always start to the furthest column to the right. 5 plus 1 is 6. 7 plus 2 is 9. And 3 plus 2 equals 5. This gives us a final answer of 596. One very important thing to remember when we're setting up addition problems is to pay close attention to the placed value columns when we're showing our work and writing out numbers. Let's take a look at another one. In the problem 328 plus 61, we must realize that 61 does not have a hundreds place. We need to make sure when we set this problem up that there is nothing below the 3 because the bottom number does not have a hundreds place. We need to start by adding the numbers in the ones column, then the tens column, and then just simply write the 3 from the hundreds column down below because there aren't any numbers to add to it. This gives us a final answer of 389. Now that we've covered a whole bunch of strategies on how to solve addition problems, let's learn about a couple different properties of addition. These properties just help us remember the rules of how to add numbers. The commutative property of addition says that we can add numbers in any order and still get the same answer. For example, 4 plus 5 equals 9, but also 5 plus 4 equals 9. It doesn't matter the order in which we add them, we will still get to the same answer. There's also the identity property. The identity property of addition says that any number plus 0 will equal the other number. For example, 8 plus 0 equals 8, 0 plus 9 equals 9, and 12 plus 0 equals 12. When you add 0 to another number, you will always get the number that you started with. If you're looking for ways to get quicker at solving math problems, there's a few things that you could use. Flashcards are a great tool to work on your math fluency. You could play online games to help build up your skills. Or if you have a smart device at home, you and a parent or a friend could challenge that device and make a fun game out of it. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Echo, what is 8 plus 7?
15.
8 plus 7 is 15.
That's 1 point for the humans. Well done. All right, mathematicians. Now it's your turn to add up everything that you know and try these 3 questions. Good luck. Question 1. What is 8 plus 6? If you said 14, you're off to a great start. Question 2. What is the sum of 25 and 13? If you said 38, you got it! Question 3. What math property teaches us that 5 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 5? Is it the identity property of addition, the commutative property of addition, or the distributive property? If you said the commutative property of addition, you get an A+. Thanks for paying such close attention. Now that we're full of knowledge on how to add things together, the fun part is adding to our own collections. And let me tell you, I know a Charizard GX when I see one. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll see you next time.